Ron DeSantis is saying he has a real shot at winning the Iowa caucus on January 15th. But is he right? Let's find out. We scraped the web from September 1st to November 26th and geofenced Iowa to see specifically what Iowans were saying about DeSantis and Trump in their state. Top conversation topics in Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, Sioux City, and Iowa City. In the state of Iowa, conversation for Ron DeSantis is dominated by the endorsement of Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds, who stated, "America's comeback starts in Iowa. It starts with you, and it starts with electing Ron DeSantis, the next president of the United States." Although DeSantis received a lot of positive conversation and attention due to the influence of Governor Reynolds, Donald Trump dominates conversation in Des Moines. Trump's mentions in Des Moines include much more overt support, saying they will choose him over DeSantis. In Cedar Rapids, things look a little better for DeSantis. Conversations of Donald Trump state the lack of support he will receive from the people in Cedar Rapids. Many mention that Donald Trump is a famous con man and is poison to the GOP. Conversations of Ron DeSantis discuss how calm and relaxed he was during the last debate and also state things like, "That is who we need as president." In Sioux City, Trump supporters say they will not support DeSantis even if he becomes the nominee. Popular retweets from Sioux City show how Trump dominates the Florida Republican Party even on DeSantis' home turf. Although some mentions bash Trump for confusing Sioux City with Sioux Falls, as he compared DeSantis to a wounded bird falling from the sky. Conversations of Ron DeSantis show Trump and DeSantis polls and state that DeSantis should just give up. In Iowa City, conversations of Donald Trump show negative bias towards him, stating that he ended his term with less jobs than he started with and now has accumulated 91 felonies. Iowa City residents show less support of Trump than DeSantis, although many conversations of DeSantis contain negative questions and statements such as, "Does anyone need proof why DeSantis is wrong for America in Iowa?" and "DeSantis will never get the Republican nomination." Iowa City has primarily negative mentions for both DeSantis and Trump. Overall sentiment for Ron DeSantis based on total conversation is 65.3% negative and 34.7% positive. Related to Florida, top comments on DeSantis in Florida criticize the strict abortion laws recently passed. Gov was commonly used when people discussed the endorsement of Governor Kim Reynolds to Ron DeSantis. Accused was commonly used in a popular retweet. Kim Reynolds' term was related to Governor Kim Reynolds, stating, "DeSantis is focused, principled, and results-driven." Hiding was commonly used due to mentions of DeSantis hiding COVID data. Endorsement was also attributed to Governor Reynolds' endorsement as well as faith leader Bob Vander. MAGA. Many people are criticizing DeSantis for being supported by the GOP establishment and diverting himself from MAGA Republicans. As it relates to the Iowa caucus, DeSantis may have a chance to be favored if there are more establishment Republicans participating. Here are Ron DeSantis numbers in Iowa from September through November. DeSantis had 5,420 mentions in Iowa with only 1,112 unique authors. Kim Reynolds being the number one trending topic. Conversation was 61% males and 39% females. Generational conversation was dominated by Gen Y, millennials, and baby boomers. Mentions were low among Gen X and Gen Z. By contrast, Donald Trump had 48,487 total mentions in Iowa, with President Trump being the number one topic. Generational data for Trump was dominated by baby boomers, Gen X, and millennials. Conversation was low among Gen Z. In conclusion, twice as many baby boomers discuss Trump than Gen X and Gen Y do. Roughly twice as many Gen Y discuss DeSantis than baby boomers and Gen X do. Ron DeSantis' main positive driver in Iowa is linked to the endorsement of Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds. DeSantis critics don't appreciate his endorsement by the establishment Republicans. They want to vote for a MAGA candidate. President Trump's positive driver is his supporters believing that he is the only choice to save America. Critics say that he is a criminal and a corrupt president. Trump completely dominates total volume of conversation in Iowa compared to DeSantis. Higher conversation on a candidate typically indicates a higher voter turnout for them. There are many ways for DeSantis to boost his conversation volume in Iowa, but time is ticking fast. To download a copy of the full report of Ron DeSantis versus Trump in Iowa, click the link in the description or go to www.convee.us and click Use Cases.